I'm Yuan. So now let's talk about magnetism. Magnetism is a class of physical attribute that is mediated by magnetic fields, electric currents, and the magnetic moments of elementary particles give rise to a magnetic field. Magnetism is one aspect of the combined phenomenon of electromagnetism, and some metals can be ferromagnetic, which can be made into permanent magnets, and demagnetizing is also possible. And there are a few types of common ferromagnetic metals such as iron, cobalt, and nickel, and their alloys. Ferro refers to iron, which is actually because the first ever observing of magnetism is from lodestone, a form of natural iron ore called magnetite. And there are other uncommon forms of ferromagnetic metals such as neodymium and samarium.
Things we're going to need for this experiment.
So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to wrap the nail with this copper wire. And when you're done, it should look like this. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take this battery, place it on the place the ends of the copper wire like this. And I'll show you what happens, and then what happens, and what happens next.
Now let's see what happens if I don't attach the other end of the copper wire properly. See that? It's not sticking. That's because there's no electrical current running through the metal. So as the voltage gets high, it will get hot and hurt your hands. So I will wear gloves for this.
So for my safety, I'll be wearing these gloves. So now that I have these gloves on, I'm going to take this and the battery
What are you doing?
and now I'll take this tip of the wire and then on here like that. You have to do this with gloves because it will get hot. Then if you keep holding it down without gloves, your hands burn yourself with that. And then now I'll place it down here on the other side. Yeah, you have to place the copper wire on both ends, positive and negative. Right. And place these down on both sides as a positive and negative. And what happens, you see, I'll take a staple wire. It's on my hand, you can see that right there. And then, as you can see, what's happening. It's getting hot. So the next thing you're going to do is we're going to take that. As you can see, some of them, they're sticking because that is something called electromagnetism. So look what happens if I place this down with the staple wires without any electrical power. See, it's not sticking because it requires electricity to run through the metal in order for this to work. Let's observe again. With the battery on. So now let's try it again with the battery. So as you can see, the staple wires are sticking to the nail now that there's electrical power running through it. hope you learned something from this video. Bye!